Hi everybody and welcome to Danstew Station and the first video on my YouTube channel. I wanted to show you around the layout and kind of show you what I've been doing and what I'm planning to do, but a little bit of background information before I do that. Basically we're in my garage, which is attached to the side of the house, which I basically renovated myself, put plasterboard roofing on, a fake wall to make it a little bit more homely so I could build a layout in here. I started building it around 2010, 2011. That's when I started doing the whole garage on a whole and started doing the baseboards. I kind of lost my passion for it a little bit after that, but recently I've been getting back into it, and I've been really enjoying kind of like the building aspect and the planning aspect. I've got a lot of ideas and I think that's driving me to do more and more with it. Additionally, I have two young boys who love to come in and watch the trains going round. It's great father-son bonding time, even when I'm cutting the wood to make baseboards or shelves or anything. My eldest son Daniel, he loves to watch me doing that. So it's great kind of father-son time, which I love. The area itself is going to be based on kind of like a heritage site. That's what I'm looking at, like a North Yorkshire moor sort of style, where it's going to be steam locos mainly. Because that's what I like the most. I love steam locos, and I'm not really into electric or diesel, so it's going to be basically the steam locos, but it's going to be in a modern environment with modern cars and lights and people, and basically that's how I'm going to look at it. It's a heritage line going through a modern town, and it's not going to be prototypical. It's not going to be based on any particular place. In fact, it's going to have a big mishmash of different things from different time periods. It's basically a case of, for me, if I like the look of it, or if it's something that has a nostalgic value, or something that I've always loved, it's going in there. And I want little things in there that probably don't belong, but that people are going to look at and go, oh, that's pretty cool, you know. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. So this isn't going to be an accurate, realistic layout. That being said, I want it to be realistic. I want it to look like it would belong. I don't want things in there that are going to look out of place or weird, but it's not going to be kind of like your standard sort of setting or based on anything from 60s, 70s, 80s. It's just going to be a big mishmash of lots of different stuff, which I hope is going to work. So yeah, basically I wanted to start making these videos. The main idea is that I hope people enjoy them and enjoy watching me build in my layout. There's so many great channels out there that I've loved for many years. Everard Junction, Five Elms, Dave Howarth, Caversham Central, all the ones who have given me inspiration to build my own and give me ideas of things that I can do with it. But the thing I hope to get the most out of it is some feedback. I really would like people to come back with comments, suggestions, advice, any sort of thing like that, because I am pretty much, I'm not an expert in any of this. This is my first layout and I'm just enjoying building it. And if I can get some advice from people, and if people can get some enjoyment out of watching me build it, then that's what I'm hoping for. So that's basically why I'm here. I'll put a link down below as well to the channels that I mentioned, because if you're not subscribed to them, you need to subscribe to them. They're amazing people, amazing layouts that you need to go and watch. They're fantastic. And a huge shout out to them, because they're some of the biggest inspirations as to what I'm doing here. So many others as well, more than I can possibly hope to mention. But yeah, they're you guys. They're the ones that I've mainly come to watch on a regular basis. So anyway, that's pretty much the background. I'll take you on a tour around and show you what the plans are, and we'll take it from there. So see you soon. And here we are, and we'll start at the left hand side of the garage. And basically we have here the station, which has 3 lines going through it. We have 2 outer main lines and then a central branch line. The central branch line does intersect the right hand track on 2 occasions before it branches off, so that means that there's then scope for like train management and making sure that trains don't collide really. The branch line, that basically goes through the station, along the outer edge there, adjacent to the main line. As the main line goes up an incline, the branch line continues through here, and then that will go through a bridge and underneath behind the scenery. So basically on entering that tunnel, on entering that tunnel, the branch line train won't be seen again as it goes across here. This black line here pretty much indicates where scenery ends. So everything back there is behind scenes as the branch line comes back and goes into 3 sidings, which, as you can see, has a couple of different branch line rolling stock and locos, which are all connected by points. So I can basically choose which one I'd like to run and make it look like a train has disappeared, gone off to do what it's got to do, and then a few minutes later another one appears. And that's kind of my hope with that, as it reappears over here. Again, black line indicates where the scenery will end, and the branch line comes out of the tunnel and again through the station. The 2 main lines, and I have the inner track which goes left, the outer track which goes right, and they basically go through the tunnel of the station. They join together here, as they then, as I said before, go up the incline. They then go across here, which will be a long kind of bridge, until it gets to there, behind the scenes. We then have track which goes along the edge of the garage, over the shelf and through the bookshelf as it starts to do a decline, and then over a bridge which is where the door is, and then again reappearing through the tunnel over on there. There will be 2 tracks, I've just laid one for the time being, and reappearing at the station. I also plan to have an engine shed over here, and this track here will basically have a shunter attached which can then go across the track through the tunnel to where there are 2 points at the other end. Now these 2 points will be behind the scenes and will basically lead to a couple of sidings, one across there and possibly 2 across here, which will have the coaches. So the shunter will be able to come behind the scenes, collect the coaches, returning them into the station, ready for the locos to come out of the engine sheds, through the turntable, collect the carriages and be on their way. Now over here where I said that the scenery basically ends, this will all be blocked off so you can't see any of that. And what I'm planning to have is a nice big town scene across there, just on a raised up section, and just to have a lot of houses and a lot of town folk going about doing their usual things. Over here where we have the bridge and my surplus and yet to be used track I should say, this is basically going to be a field, and what I plan to have is a field with a lot of campers on there, because that's something I quite enjoy doing and something which we're going to be doing this week in a couple of days. We're off to Wales to go camping. My friends, my wife and I have done it for many years, and it's something we thoroughly enjoy, so that's something I'd like to depict over on that area. Over here where we have the incline and the branch line, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do here. I have thought about, if there's space, I need to see how much room there is, but over here kind of like have the incline for the track, and then a little bit higher up maybe have a church up in the top corner, almost just overlooking everything. That depends on whether there's space or not. I haven't quite been able to gauge that yet, but I should be able to once it's all up and running. Where the station is here, you can see there's some low relief Metcalfe buildings, and you may be able to see as well we have some wire. They are all lit up, so they're all ready to go, except for this one, which hasn't quite been completed yet, and I haven't put any lights in there yet, so that's still a work in progress. But this will basically be raised up, and I'll have a low relief town going all the way along pretty much to here where the scenery ends, and my plan is probably to incorporate this town with the town scene that I've got going on over here in one way or shape or form. I also plan as well to have kind of like a road coming off there a little bit, branching over the track and ending kind of at the edge of the baseboards, just to kind of break up the scenery a little bit. Down here, as you can see, we have a lot more Metcalfe buildings. There's the bridge there, a bit more of the station over here, some houses, and the Coaching Inn pub over there. All the buildings aren't going to be Metcalfe. You might see there's an American KFC building there, which I got very cheap from a model railway exhibition I went to last year, which it's in a bit of a disrepair, needs a lot of work doing to it, but I really liked it. And I plan to kind of try and incorporate that somewhere. But like I said, a lot of it isn't going to be just Metcalfe. This is a building from Smart Models. This is a corner pub, and the great thing with this is it's one of the ones where you can print them out and then build as many as you like, and you can also personalise it. So I have Chip's Bar, as Chip was my nickname in school, and 27, as that's my birthday. You won't be able to see as well at the moment, but I do have a scene inside, because the inside of these are very, very well detailed, beautifully done. So I do have a little scene going on inside there with obviously some lights as well. So once it's lit up, it will brighten up. I do plan to remake this. This is my first attempt to make one, and although it was really fun to make, I did make a few mistakes. As you can see, there's a lot of white showing through there. Some of the slates are upside down, so it was kind of a test run. Some of the card as well wasn't quite the right size, but I have a lot of models from Smart Models, and I'll put a link down below to his website. He's a fantastic guy. I've met him at a lot of conventions, and his kits are fantastic, and I do have a lot of them. One that I'm currently working on is the large terraced house, again from Smart Models. And as you can see, have a little bit of scenery going on in there. A couple of guys watching TV. While next door, another guy is sitting on his bed, ready to either head to bed or face a night shift, whatever you'd like. But as you can see, the interior on every single room has different wallpaper and carpets and fireplaces, pictures on the wall. There are a couple of extra pictures and some TVs and so on, which I've added in there. But brilliant kits, really well detailed, and this is taking quite a bit of work to build, because it's quite a big kit, but thoroughly enjoying building this. As for the layout itself, it is DCC, and I do have the Hornby Select. That's what this is called. So this is what I've been controlling all the trains with. I have no plans at the moment to upgrade to the Select or any other type. This does perfectly well for what I need. As you can see, it's not a very detailed, it's not a very complex track, so I think this is pretty much all that I need, and it's served me well so far. As for the fleet, so far I have the Flying Scotsman, which is Hornby. Comet over here, which is my only Bachman, which I believe was the second train I ever bought. A very, very good train, I really like that one. Smoky Joe, that will be the shunter that takes all the carriages to all the locos, and a really good story behind Smoky Joe that I really love, which is why I bought this little shunter. Of course, we also have the Mallard. Anyone who's a steam fan will probably have a Mallard or some sort of A4 in the collection. I actually have two A4s. I have the Mallard and the Kingfisher, but the Kingfisher needed to go in for repairs, so I currently have that being worked on at the moment. And finally, but by no means least, the Cornishman, which came with a pack where I got the Select from. So it came with some track, the Cornishman, the 3 coaches that are behind her, the Select, a lot of other stuff, and I got a really good deal on that, which was a really good way to make it DCC. So that's pretty much my layout, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see some more, please feel free to subscribe, as I have a lot of things planned, a lot of things that I need to change, alter, as I continue to build Danstew Station. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope to see you again soon. Please feel free to leave a comment or a like underneath to let me know that you've enjoyed the video, and otherwise I will see you soon. Take care, everyone. All the best.